What is up, you guys? This is Chris, and welcome back to my channel. So this week, I want to share 3 of my stories being discriminated in Vancouver, Canada. So yeah, that's spelled the T. I know you guys love hearing dramas and gossips, so let's hear them. But for the record, I would say most of the Vancouverite that I met during my 2 years studying there were super nice and super friendly. But naturally, we know that there are good people and terrible people everywhere. So I just want to make it clear that I'm not trying to throw shade at Vancouverite or Canadians. I hope the stories I'm going to share today are spicy enough to make you satisfied. And if you are moving to an English-speaking country, someone who is not white or not a first language speaker of English, I hope my stories get you mentally prepared. And if you have faced discrimination before, I hope my stories also help you find some peace of mind that you're not alone in this and that stay strong together and fight back. Before we start, I also want to add that nothing will prepare you for the shock and pain of being discriminated. I used to think I was a tough guy, that I wouldn't mind a tiny bit how others think of me, but turns out I was wrong. Each one of them crushed me so hard. I also want to say that shitty people will go to great lengths to ruin your day. So if you somehow think you can avoid them, you are wrong. You will soon find out in all of my 3 stories, I was just going through my day-to-day and I wasn't looking for trouble. Alright, with that being said, let us jump right into it. So let's start with the easiest one. And here's the screenshot right here. Right, I know it's our good old Grindr. And before you give me flack about me expecting to be treated nicely on Grindr, I would say there's still nice people out there, right? I know most guys on Grindr are only looking for casual hookups, but a lot of people can still do that respectfully. But you can clearly see here that this white guy just couldn't take any rejection. So first, he messaged me, and I thought he would get the hints when I didn't reply, right? But he just kept coming back asking. And also, I'm not saying that you are racist or discriminating against me if you don't find Asian men attractive, but this is totally uncalled for, right? Mr. Hashtag now, hashtag group, what are you getting at, right? I usually don't like Asian, but now horny. Did you really think you can swoon me over by saying that? So yeah, this is totally disgusting. And as I mentioned earlier, shitty people can go the extra mile to F you up, even when you are just minding your own business and not trying to get in trouble. So the second story took place at UBC's art gym. It's a really nice gym, but gets busy sometime. And if my memory serves me correctly, it was a Saturday morning, so it was not too busy. And it was also my chest day, so I was very excited and I decided to hog a bench and do 3 exercises back to back, 4 sets each. Then when I finished my first exercise, this West Asian looking tall man came to me from his Smith machine, and then he asked, "Oh, how many sets do you have?" And I told him I had 2 more exercises, and then so he asked me to let him know when I finished. And then at that moment I was so confused. So in my head I was thinking, bro, there are literally people finishing their workout and got up from the bench, right? So why don't you just grab one of those? But instead, I told him, oh, sorry, what was that? And then I don't know if I sounded rude or if he was already having a shitty day. So he took off on me. And so he went, I said, let me know when you finish with the bench. Fuck! Can you speak English? Go learn it better. And in that moment, I was just so shocked and pissed. So I was just flooded with thoughts. Like, bro, why are you even mad? So didn't I tell you I had 2 more exercises? And then why does this have anything to do with my English? Right? And then On the exterior, I froze and I didn't know what to do. All I knew was that I could not show any weakness. But then people started staring at us. So this jackass guy and I cool off a little bit. So I decided to ignore him. I just continued with my workout. So I finished my workout, got my stuff, and left the gym. And then I remember I was sitting on the toilet, re-jogging everything that just happened. And I was just so mad at myself for not speaking out for myself. And also, I'm so mad at people having this stupid racial linguistic ideology that if I look confused as an Asian man, it must be because I suck at English. Like, could it not be I was just genuinely confused about the situation, right? Before I move on to the next story, I would like to also ask you, have you ever experienced racial linguistic ideology? And what happened to you? Leave a comment down below and I would like to hear that. The previous one was borderline racism, and this one is just racism in all caps. So I remember it was a weekend afternoon. So after the gym, I decided to grab a bite at McDonald's, the one right outside UBC campus. And then I got out and was on my way back to the bus loop. And then if you have been to UBC, you know that there's a parking space and also a weed shop right on the way. And then, so as I was walking past that parking space, I saw a man get out of the weed shop. And I just looked away. I swear I wasn't judging him or staring at him. I was just minding my own business. But then I guess he caught me peeping. So then he yelled, "Hey!" And then I turned my head and locked eyes with him. So he definitely looked a little bit high on something, but he didn't look particularly mad or pissed. So I looked away again. Then he suddenly started yelling, 你好，我会说中文。1、2、3、4、5. Oh my god! Canada is such a friendly country, letting so many Chin Chen Chan in. And my mind just went blank. Because I wouldn't have thought or imagined in 1,000 years that anyone would pull off that TV series Chin Chen Chan slur right in my face. And I was just on fight or flight, and then I decided to leave that place as fast as possible because I didn't know if he had any needles or weapons with him, right? So I got to bus loop. I was so tense. I had my guard up all the way on my way back home. Then I got home, locked the door, and I finally felt safe enough to sit on my sit at my desk and start re-jogging what just happened to me. And then I was so mad and frustrated because I was like spiraling, like, why did I even do to you to deserve this? Like, there are so many Asians in Vancouver, like, why did you pick me, right? And who the fuck gave you the right to shove that slur in my face? Like, and do you really seriously think you're superior just because you're white? And why would you talk in my race? Like, it's nothing that I chose or I could change, right? So, and I was also thinking, like, my life was already difficult as queer, and now you jackass decided to fuck it up even more by throwing that racist slur at me. Yeah, so my mind just kept going down this emotional trench that I felt like I had to call my friend to tell her everything. And thank God I did feel much better after I called her. And then so we both agreed that we shouldn't dwell on the shitty thing that this racist wasted jackass has said. And we also agreed that this could be a glimpse of the underlying racism of not just Canadian society, but any society really. And living in a homogeneous society like Taiwan, I never experienced racism toward me until I moved to Canada. And I would even say it's a precious experience for me since, in a way, right? Since now I have experienced racism firsthand. So it will always be a constant reminder to myself that I mustn't treat anyone like that. That's the end of my sharing. So what do you think? Have you ever experienced any racism, discrimination, or terrible treatment of any forms? Let me know in the comment section. And then please also feel free to let me know what you want me to film or talk about on this channel. All right? And please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Please also feel free to pull up to my Instagram or Threads to talk to me, interact with me. Yeah. And I hope you have a good one and take care. Hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.